All right, so next up we've got a video for review. Clearly we're looking at deadlifts, and we're looking at this deadlift with an eye toward technical suggestions and weak range of motion. So the first thing that stands out to me the most is that this is a soft lockout. This is definitely going to get red lights in competition, and I'll show you kind of what I mean. Your knees are not really locked, and your hips are not fully through. I do tend to be a little bit of a stickler on deadlift lockouts, so my tendency is to red light deadlifts a bit more than other referees would sometimes, but I don't think that's what's going on here. I mean, clearly you're strong enough to pull this weight, and it looks like you've got quite a bit left in the tank. Just when you're standing up at the top, you really want to squeeze your glutes and get your hips through, and give the refs a little quad pose too to make sure that your knees are nice and locked out, so there's not any doubt about your lockout. You're definitely strong enough to get this weight. It's just a matter of doing everything that you can to make sure that it stays past. All right, now with that aside, what do we see? Because I don't think that's in any way going to affect your weakness analysis or anything like that. I can't see your back position very well because this post is in the way. However, just kind of based on the way the bar is moving, it looks like you're fairly flat backed, if not totally flat backed. That's good. It also means that your weak range of motion is down here around floor level, and it also means that the way the program is designed, you shouldn't have much problem just being able to run programs as they are. You shouldn't need to make a lot of exercise substitutions. Some assistance work that's helpful for deadlift weaknesses at this position. Things like pause deadlifts and deficit deadlifts are obvious. But I find even like deadlifting against chains or bands is useful because it gets you used to generating a lot of power from the floor and accelerating that barbell early. I would recommend that those get mixed in as well if you have access to them. If you don't, then doing things like block pulls or rack deadlifts, those are helpful because they expose you to heavier weights. Overall, though, I don't see anything here that is really problematic to me other than the lockout. When it comes to supplemental movements, it's hard to say. It's going to be something posterior chain oriented. Now, whether that's spinal erector oriented or hip extension oriented, I don't know. And it really doesn't matter that much because there's a lot of overlap in those two exercise decks anyway. So, basically keep doing the training program the way that you're doing it. Really focus on that lockout. And that's really my main thing for you to keep in mind for your deadlift.